The World Cup previews. On we go. On to New Zealand. Yep, the Black Caps, as they are called, Kiwis, as they are, and I suppose are known. A team. Hey, for as long as I can remember, actually, a team that many will say is greater than the sum of its parts. Why? Because when you look at the kind of assembled crew, you just don't think they quite have it to get to the shakes, right at the end, and to be the team vying for the championship. But so often they are. In fact, my great mate Simon Dool would say, pencil them in. I don't think he'd use that language. He'd say semi-final every time because, hey, he's not wrong. They're just perennial semi-finalists. In fact, they lost the World Cup by the barest of margins, to quote another Kiwi, the great man, Ian Smith. And so, these guys continue to do great things. Their concerns as they're sort of going to this World Cup and as they go in are very much like many other teams, injuries. And bowling front, Tim Southee, injured, fractured right thumb, had surgery, is clear to go to the World Cup, no problem, but he's going to have cover in Kyle Jamieson, who's not part of the squad. He's kind of a travelling reserve, so he's not part of the official squad. Should Southee fail to make it, then he can come in for him. That's good acquisition, good replacement as an all-rounder. Lengthens the batting side of things as well. Tall bowler, Kyle Jamieson. But you'd want Southee, very experienced as captain New Zealand, of course, and is an experienced bowler in Indian conditions, particularly playing in Indian Premier League. On the batting front, Kane Williamson, Big Daddy Kane, he's back, he's fit, issues with injury and kind of rehabilitation, trying to get himself back, and the question was whether he was going to be fit in time for the World Cup, and he'll leads them really well. Do they have their bases covered? All-rounders galore. They've got quite a few of them, and as I think off the top of my head, and I'll go spin first. So Mitch Santner, and I think he's going to play an important role throughout the course of this World Cup, and he can kind of double up. He sent up the order sometimes and bat in his normal position, which is sort of around 7 and 8, is a better batter than that, actually. Then I'm going to throw Glen Phillips into there, say all-rounder, because he can bowl some off-spin, he bats, powerful hitter, and can also keep. He therefore can play as spare keeper, can play as keeper, whatever you like. You've got a whole lot in one. He fields pretty well, takes amazing catches. So good player to have in their lineup. Then as you look through the bowling, actually before I go to that, I'll say batting. Kane Williamson at the top. Devon Conway, wonderful player, so consistent and continues to just churn out runs for New Zealand or whichever side he plays for. So he knows the conditions well in India, and the expectation is that he would deliver in this humongous tournament, and at this time they'd get over the line. On to the fast bowlers, Lockie Ferguson, Trent Boult, Matt Henry. You can't play all of them at once, but they've got a choice. Tim Southee, as I say. Jimmy Neesham to also do some bowling, but he can bat. You remember him in that super over, smashing it miles, actually. Yeah, so they've got cover. I mean, I'm going to go through all the names here with these guys. Williamson, Boult, yeah. Conway, yes. Lockie Ferguson, Matt Henry, yes, in and out, but, good bowler, good fast bowler. Tom Latham, experienced, been around a long time. Daryl Mitchell, ever dependable. Remember him in UAE 2020 World Cup, so good there. Jimmy Neesham, Glen Phillips, Rachin Ravindra, youngster, slow left arm, he biffs it as well when he's batting. So, yeah, nice to see whether he'll manage to get in with Santner there. If his cover, perhaps they play three. There's Ish Sodhi as well. So, don't know if they'll play three spinners, all three of those, especially with the likes of Phillips able to help out with the ball as well. Then, who else? Mitch Santner. Ish Sodhi, as I said. Will Young. Oh, he started quite nicely, hasn't he? 20-odd one-day internationals. He's got a couple of hundreds. He's got 550s as well. He averages, mid-40s. Plays the spin decently. So I wonder if he fits into that batting lineup and they can fit him in and is one of the top six and kind of is in their first 11. Mark Chapman as well. Youngster. And has moved. Hong Kong he was, and now playing for New Zealand. Yeah, I like them. I don't know if I'll say this time, because we're in India, that they'll get into the semi-finals. I don't know that they can go better than losing it by the barest of margins and win it this time. But I don't know about most teams. I like them, though, as a side. And because everybody plays everybody, I wonder if they can put it together for their 9 games sufficiently that they're in the shake-up in the final 4. It's possible. Is it probable? Not so sure. They're not one of my top picks. They're not one of my top 4. I'm revealing that I do have a top 4 by saying that. But yeah, New Zealand, a good side, good solid side, pace to use, and all-rounders, and need solid batting and fielding if they're to get through. But I end once again by saying a team that is greater than the sum of its parts. Always one to watch.